Good morning. Just know that I've told y'all the secret to life before I hit the unmute button. I've been asking y'all audiovisual check, no one would say anything, and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, you gotta hit the unmute button. Good morning. Let me just start over. In my head, I say to y'all, good morning, hey everybody, like Jennifer Coolidge did in Two Broke Girls. I love her. So now let me start at the top. Hey, Shake and Bake, Tom, Marvin, Nugget, Hector. Hey, Greg. Casey, Gino, Marvin. I was sending my wishes to you and Lou Lane. I hope she's doing well. My mom starts her high dose chemo tomorrow, and then stem cell will be given back to her after a 14-day inpatient stay. Hey, Keggers, Topher. KK, Gino, Casey. This feels so redundant because I've already done it. Hey, Ramon. Awesome Bass, JF, Ronald Reagan, Ryan. Green Money, Jim, Shambu, Tess, Duke, Mike. I was just making sure y'all are just, paying attention. Hello. So I was saying on oil, we have early morning shenanigans that can happen when you have low volume overnight. You see this happen often in oil and in nat gas, where you have some players just step in and they can move around price because it's low volume. I don't like using the word manipulation. I don't like that when it involves the stock market, because there's always some shenanigans happening. So be careful with oil and nat gas if you're not familiar with it, especially in pre-market. Thank you, Mary. Hey, Hindenburg in New Zealand. Hi, Lucas. I hope you are better, KK. Hey, Vince. Good morning. Hey, Knit. Thank you so much, Ramona. I appreciate all the prayers. I do. Gap. I'm assuming you're talking about GPS. It's overbought on the daily and weekly. I think that's what you meant to say. What is going on? Where are my moving averages? There they are. TradingView is sleepy this morning. Yes, it is overbought, but things can stay stretched a lot further than you can stay solvent. So I don't like to fight these big trends up. I actually have a clip from a video with Lance and Richard Moglen on why live with the trend. Lance is a verified 8-figure trader. He's won so many contests. He's amazing. And he lives with the trend. And I have said that since the beginning of the pregame show. It is much easier to trade with the trend than against the trend. And a lot of people try to be cute and trade against the trend, and you are literally swimming upstream. So GPS is an uptrend. I would be a back burner buyer. That would be the only way I would trade this, is to the long side. Oh, no problem, Success. I knew what you were talking about. I think coin is flying. If you are nervous, and I know you use that word, kind of tongue in cheek, but just a note about that. If you are ever uneasy about your position, you probably have too much size on. So just know, if you're having problems sleeping, if you're thinking about your position, checking the chart in the middle of the night, you probably have too big of a position on. Coin is beautiful. Back burner. I have it on Queen of the Mountain trade today for back burner. Coin and Roku. Dips are for buying. You just watched that yesterday. Interesting, Kevin. I am about a third of the way through it. Lance can get a little redundant, but I think I obviously am very redundant as well. I think that type of repetition is good. So, but sometimes it's just kind of clunky to get through. Good morning. Let me go back up to the top, see if there are any chart requests. I did coin. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is cold outside. It's 20 degrees here. Went over why oil. Good morning. LI. It simplifies things good. I can't wait to finish watching it. I watch educational videos probably every morning. I start my morning watching Dan's market recap video from the night before, and then I find a Humble Trader or SMB Capital. I'm constantly watching educational videos. I think we can always be improving. Weekly high or low is the more likely scenario here. Daily loss support. 4-hour downtrend. It's green in pre-market, which is interesting because Hang Seng is down overnight. So it's green. It has plenty of room for a higher low compared to 39.68, the low of yesterday. And if you wanted to dip buy, I guess you could, looking for that weekly higher low. Sure. Affirm. How awesome was Affirm? I have to be, well, I'm always honest with y'all. I was so frustrated with myself yesterday. I did get in, but I did not get in at a good price on Affirm. I got in at around 27.60 on that first candle. But I was so frustrated. I outlined for y'all exactly how I wanted to trade it, and I did not stick with my plan that I laid out, and I was frustrated. I get more frustrated not following my process than missing a trade. I can't stand when I don't follow my process, and I outlined this perfectly. I said a back test of $27 would be a beautiful area to buy long on Affirm. It hit 27.01 and it went $3. That was an amazing, amazing move. I hope you got a piece of it. We're opening up inside yesterday's range. Today may be a sideways day. We'll see. But it had some positive news yesterday on, what is it? Buy now and pay never is the joke. But it's still bullish. You could look for a back burner on Affirm. USD. We don't have a lot of data today. Daily higher low is the more likely scenario. 4-hour downtrend. We need to set that daily higher low sooner than later. Hourly uptrend now. So it looks like we have set the daily higher low. It's in. If you're in long, I would stay in long as these 15-minute EMAs are below you. If you are looking for a short, I don't know what to tell you. This is not where I would want to be short. SMB, let me write it out. I like Humbled Trader, she's good. And SMB Capital. I watch their videos a lot. I think I've watched just about all of SMB Capital videos. They have really good ones. And Lance and all the people at SMB Capital, they break down their process into such minute details. They're constantly striving for improvement, and they break down everything. And we have to remember that's who we're trading against. These people have stats, and their stats have stats. They have stats on their stats. So they know if NEO gaps up more than 8%, it closes below that opening price 82% of the time. They know that kind of detail, and that's who we're trading against. So they've done their homework. They've always done their homework. You're welcome, GDX. Buenos dias. In one of the trading books, I think it's Trading for a Living, they say that someone should be able to sit across from you at your desk and not be able to tell if you're winning or losing on your trades. So we really have to work on emotional control in trading. It can impact your trading negatively. So emotional control is important. We're in a daily uptrend. We haven't been able to get over that weekly 30.16. We have a big resistance line here with this weekly inverse head and shoulders. This is a bullish pattern. Gold has a lot of bullish patterns. We're looking up at all-time highs. Yep, I watched Tasty Trades. There's hardly anything I haven't watched. I have consumed more trading content than Probably anyone you've ever met. Mara, and then we'll get started. Yep, Chat with Traders. I've watched that, and I was watching a Trader Lion video. That's where this one came from. So, yep, watch those two. MARA, daily uptrend. This could be a diamond bearish reversal pattern forming on MARA. And y'all, if y'all been around these parts for a while, y'all know that I am bearish Mara because of the dilution, multiple dilution this year. So if I'm looking for a name to short in the crypto space, I'm constantly looking at MARA. So I admit that bias. It is green this morning. Bitcoin has reclaimed the hourly EMAs. Looks like Mara is going to have a bullish day. It's in a clear daily uptrend, and I would not short it. So when I know I have a bias towards something, I just avoid it. It's best for me to avoid it. And I'm human. I tell y'all not to have biases, and I do, but you know, I do suffer from that human condition. All right. All right, let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to check us out at chartguys.com, that would be great. And if you want to look down in the video description, we have a link for the Black Friday offer. It is technically over right now, but I do know someone behind the scenes is still processing through midnight tonight. So if you're interested in the Black Friday offer, you can check us out on chartguys.com. You can email support@chartguys.com if you have any issues processing it. This is the last day to join the family at a discounted price and get that historical RSI indicator, which I've started using, and it's beautiful. Here, the blue and yellow, and you get a free meditation course. All right. So this is the box that I drew yesterday. We were looking for a 4-hour lower high compared to Friday's high. I drew that box, and sure enough, we hit it. And now we got a lower low. Here's the problem. And I got an arrow pointing. Can anybody tell me what the problem is? With the daily chart on ES, what happened here? What is the problem? Where I have the arrow, what didn't happen that should have happened there? Yep, awesome, true. I'm giving y'all a chance to answer. What did ES not do right here that it should have done? I'll give y'all 20 more seconds to answer. I'm always answering the questions for you, and I think it's super important for us to, I always tell y'all, carve out time to think. We need to carve out time and space for thoughts. We need to have more critical thinking involved in order to overcome any trading obstacles. You got it, Casey. You got it, Casey. The at first hourly oversold did not mark the daily high or low. There you go, Omar. That's it. That's it. There you go. It did not mark the higher low. That should have marked the daily higher low. We are in a bullish market. Obviously, we're in a bullish market. We have a potential. It looks better on the 2-day, but we have a potential daily bull flag. The first hourly oversold should have marked the low, and it didn't. We have now broken down to new lower lows. We are getting a lower wick of bulls buying the dip here. Now, what's going to happen over here? Are we going to have a 4-hour oversold? Will that mark the daily high or low? And I want y'all to stay with me here. What do y'all think I'm going to call this? Hint, hint. It was the NVDA chart. Hint, hint. This is a 4-hour potential, and I'll type it out. Faux head and shoulders. Why do I call it faux? Because it's fake. It lures in bears and then it spits them out. I call a faux head and shoulders when you have a bull flag on the next higher time frame. Potential bull flag, I should say. This is a little too big. Do y'all see it now? It's a faux head and shoulders. This got a bare break of the neckline, but it's not staying down there, and bulls are buying that dip. So let's see if bulls can recover from this fumble. This was a fumble by the bulls. This was a total fumble. This should have marked a daily higher low, and it didn't. And they're running out of time to get that daily higher low in a constructive manner. So yes, this is potential 4-hour head and shoulders, but you don't see me over here getting extra bearish. I'm not going to get extra bearish on this pattern when we have a bull flag potential on the higher time frame. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate you saying that. Next year is just going to be amazing. I'm pretty fired up. All right. So this was a ton of education on one chart. Yesterday, we said we were looking for the 4-hour lower high, and that's what happened. And now today, I'm looking for this fake head and shoulders that just dipped down, and for this dip to potentially get bought. So I show you this handy dandy table. Every morning, we're leaning more bullish than bearish. Hang Seng and DAX were red overnight. Semiconductors are giving me a little bit of indigestion. We need semis to be bullish. If semis aren't bullish, everything else has to participate. Everything else has to participate if semis are going to fall down. Looks like they're trying to recover a little bit here. We need semis to stay bullish. And this is my 8-sector grid. This is what I'm constantly monitoring. And you see it has Vwap, that's the blue line. And I'm constantly judging a chart. Is it above or below Vwap? So y'all listen to me closely here. Let me get my notes. I have my notes off screen. I'll copy and paste those for TCG members when I'm done. All right. Let me get my notes and copy a few lines and bring it over here. We want to be buying on the, or shorting on the right side of the V. This is a big Lance-ism. Lance, Brittstein from SMB Capital. We want to buy or short on the right side of the V. If you can master this skill, you will be a successful trader. In my opinion, it's one of the more difficult exhibitions of patience that you need to have in trading, but buying and selling on the right side of the V is important. Vwap test your name. Okay, so let's do this. Hide all that. We should have a rule that if a name is above Vwap, that we don't go short. And if a name is below Vwap, we don't go long. Vwap is your health test. And yes, I use Vwap. You see the blue line? When I'm day trading, I toggle it on. When I'm looking at larger time frame technical analysis, I don't look at Vwap. But during the day, it is a beautiful place to buy dips back to Vwap. So is your name above or below? And I'm constantly looking at these sectors. This is XLK, XLV, XLY, XLF, XLC, XLI, Apple, and semiconductors. And I'm constantly seeing, are they above or below Vwap? When I have all names above Vwap, I shouldn't be going short anything, and vice versa. So if we are below Vwap, I should not be going long anything. If all of these major sectors are below Vwap, that is bearish. So I think semiconductors are going to hold a big clue today if they can recover. Let me turn my moving averages back on. That's not, I don't want the visible profile. All right. So let's go back up to the top. Back to ES. We need this fake head and shoulders, the faux head and shoulders, to resolve back to the upside for bulls. NASDAQ is not as bearish. We don't have a head and shoulders pattern. This is more of an EQ. Yes, we popped above it here, but this is a more of a standard EQ pattern. You see, we didn't break the low of yesterday, and that 4-hour lower high did get set right where we drew our little rectangle, and now we're potentially setting our 4-hour higher low. 15-minute lower high will be the more likely scenario here. And then bulls are looking to buy the higher low on a pullback. Does that make sense? You see how I'm sequencing things out from the largest time frame down to the smaller time frames? Practice, practice, practice doing that. RTY, it didn't quite hit our box on RTY. We were looking for that 4-hour lower high, and we have a higher low, plenty of room for that. So RTY is a little bit healthier on the 4-hour than ES, but 15 minutes still has a lot of work to do. You're welcome. James A, awesome. 3 years TCG membership. So glad you're part of the family. We have a potential daily bull flag on YM. YM is super healthy. This is healthy. Y'all see this high compression squeeze? This could rip faces off. So this is a high compression squeeze just means it is compressing. The Keltner channels are coming inside the Bollinger Bands and price is getting tight. See, we don't have that high compression squeeze on RTY, NASDAQ, or ES, but we do have it on YM. All right, VIX is green overnight. It still hasn't changed any trends on the 4-hour, but it did change the trend on the hourly chart, and it's running into the Great Wall of Louisiana, the 50 MA overhead. I did share with you Hang Seng was down overnight. DAX is red, and we have a crazy name, PDD. Their data, their stats are crazy good. So they beat earnings. They're up 14%. This may be worth a pullback buy on PDD. This could have some continuation and staying power. Just a note on PDD. That is a Chinese name. All right, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gotten over the hourly EMAs. Did we make a 4-hour higher high? No. We've been unable to get over 37346. 37346, that changes the 4-hour trend. Bitcoin is more bullish than the markets right now. Ethereum, 4-hour, unable to change the trend so far. 2040 is your key resistance. We are looking for the daily higher low on Ethereum and Bitcoin, and it looks like it's getting set. All right. Dollar continues to be weak, and we are approaching daily oversold on the dollar, and we are looking for a weekly higher low. It may get set sooner than later. If the dollar gets its bounce going, that could be bearish for the market. Gold, there she blows, and we're getting through weekly resistance. We have a weekly confirmed trend change, folks. $3 is not a convincing one yet, but that's still a weekly higher high trend change confirmed. All you gold nugget bulls, look at that. The dollar weakness continues to help gold. Oil, low volume shenanigans this morning. We still have potential daily IHS. We still have potential daily inverse head and shoulders on oil. We are looking for that daily higher low. 74.70, 74.64. Bulls are buying this dip as if it's a double bottom right here on the hourly chart. Nat gas had a wonderful overnight. It's giving it back. We now have an hourly trend change to the, man, it can't hold gains. Yucky yuck. Apple. Okay, every day I try to point out to y'all, if price is above 50 RSI, that is bullish. 50 RSI can act as synthetic resistance and or support. Do y'all see where Apple is? It's at the 50 RSI. It's holding it like a champ. This is bullish. It really jumped out at me this morning on the 4-hour, how it's holding price. This is bullish. We're in the middle of yesterday's range. This could be a daily bull flag. Amazon, it broke to a higher high yesterday and promptly gave back a lot of its gains. It had good news on Black Friday sales. It's at the hourly 50 MA. It's at yesterday's low. That still was a new 52-week high. I don't know. I don't have an opinion on Amazon right here, right now. If anything, I'd go long against yesterday's low, but it's not my favorite setup. Nvidia, we have an hourly inverse head and shoulders here. We have the hourly 50 MA overhead. Bulls need to get over yesterday's high to confirm that hourly inverse head and shoulders. NVDA is bullish. Tesla is still struggling with the 50 MA overhead. High compression squeeze. Do y'all see it? High compression squeeze going sideways. We need to get over 23875. 23875. I like Tesla to the long side, but we really got to get over this daily 50 MA. So you want it to get over, let's say clear 239. Then we know we're healthily over the daily 50 MA. Coin and Roku are bulls. This is back burner buy. We're already gapping above yesterday's high. This is bullish, back burner watch. Roku. I want to show y'all something. Let's see. I'm not as good at this as I should be. Nope, that's not what I want. Right here. I think this replay function is huge, and I think it would be a brilliant thing for you to just kind of latch onto and go back, because making those real-time decisions while the trade is active. Let me pause this right here. Actually, we pulled back to the prior day high on Roku, $96. We hit $96.06. That was your go signal on Roku. Look at this volume. Do you see it? That is for real volume. That is not Mary, Sally, Susie, Johnny buying. This is real volume. We had plenty of opportunity to get in on this uptrend. That pullback to the prior day high, that was the money shot. That was it. Okay, how do I exit? I don't know how to exit. Am I out? Am I out? No, I'm not. Okay, I think I'm out now. Yes, I'm out. Whew. All right, so I wanted to show you Roku yesterday. Pull back to prior day high with elevated bull volume. That is a long signal. Ford has 4 weekly inside bars, and I have alerts set for the bull or bear break. I like this tightening range. We have a daily EQ. And you can really see it on the weekly chart how tight we are. The yellow candles are inside bars. Look how tight we are. So that could be, you could play the break. Same thing with MSOS. We're getting tight under the daily 50 MA. You could play the break here. 689 resistance and 666 support. Roku is a back burner play, and WAL is also getting tight. What did I write about Wall? Potential weekly bull flag and hourly chart is getting tight. So we look at this weekly chart. This is very healthy. And look how tight we're getting on the hourly chart. 49.46 is key resistance. 48.27 key support. I like this for a potential long on WAL. So let me color these. That may help. And Ford and MSOS, you're playing the break. Either way it breaks. The other 3, I'm looking to the long side. Good morning, Kat and Diego. Kaza, you got it. Raphael, you got it. Greg, Luzmar. Oh, Dan the man, thank you. That's very nice. I'm very partial to Dan's. I love my charting man Dan, and my husband is a Daniel. Do y'all have any chart requests? I have time for 1 or 2 more. And JPM, I don't want to go against the trend, but I am watching JPM pretty closely because Jamie Dimon and his family plan on selling 1 million shares starting in 2024. This could be a short once it loses the daily 8 EMA. So I'm watching that one pretty closely. ZS had earnings after hours. They missed. They're bouncing ever so slightly. Your low of earnings reaction 177 is your key support going forward, and key resistance 183.74. I don't have a trade on this one. I would look for pops to short, but earnings trades are just not where it's at for me. Oh, and then they all come in at once. AI is still getting tight. I told y'all yesterday I wanted it to get tight, and it's still tightening right here. It's above the 50 RSI on the 4-hour chart. I favor the long more than the short, possible long against 28.87. W looks good, Wayfair. Looked at it this morning. It got over the daily 50 MA. Up 7% yesterday. I would keep this on back burner watch open. Eli Lilly should be strong this morning. They had more data come out that their Mounjaro is superior to Ozempic. Daily uptrend, 4-hour uptrend, bullish chart. I don't know where to tell you to get in on that, but it's bullish. EC oil, this chart is outperforming oil, that's for sure. Is this an Argentina one by chance? Because I know they had political news, maybe that's why it's outperforming. 1264 is your support and 1281 is your double top resistance. Bullish. Yeah, Lilly looks good. I don't know why it's red this morning. NVO is red because it had bearish news on its Ozempic compared to Lilly's Mounjaro. Lilly should be bullish. And they have a lot of health conferences this week that you should know about. Lilly's just getting tight. Support 586.75. You're welcome. Netflix 475 is key support. PLTR, it still has that falling wedge look. I like PLTR fundamentally. However, it has lost daily support. Maybe 1901 can hold as a potential long area. Netflix 475 is your key support. You see I have my alert set right there. And resistance 480.29 and 482. High compression squeeze on Netflix. Your short area would be going short 475. As long as 475 holds, you're looking long here at the hourly 50 MA, Great Wall of Louisiana. Best entry on a stock right now. Eek. I'm watching ARM. I have a position in ARM. I'm looking for the daily high or low on ARM. It may take down to 59.11, the daily 8 EMA to get it. I don't know, but I like ARM long. It is in no major ETF yet. It's a newer IPO. It is profitable. It is a semiconductor. It was mentioned in NVDA earnings. I have a hard time believing it would not be part of SMH, QQQ, and or XLK. So if those ETFs have to start buying this, it could push it up. This is my top watch going into 2024. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone that took advantage of the Black Friday offer. If you still want it, you can email support@chartguys.com, and they'll get you hooked up today. Today's is the last day, though. And I think that's it for me. Y'all use stop losses.